All right, today we're talking about your brain on people. We're going to get into the fascinating science behind why we connect, why we are the way we are with each other. Let's just dive right in.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why you just can't help but smile back at a baby? Seriously, think about it. You see a baby, it gives you that big, gummy smile, and bam, without even thinking, you're smiling right back. It's like a reflex, right? But is that all it is? Just a nice little gesture? Or is there something deeper going on in our brains?
Well, the science says it's definitely not just you being polite. It's so much more than that. It's biological. Our brains are fundamentally hardwired to connect. It's like we're born with this built-in toolkit, all designed specifically for social stuff. And it makes sense. It's this evolutionary feature that has literally helped us survive as a species.
Okay, so what's actually in this social toolkit of ours? Let's pop the hood on the brain and take a look at the actual hardware that makes us the social animals we are.
All right, first up, and this is so cool, we have something called mirror neurons. These are these amazing specialized brain cells that fire not just when you do something, but also when you see someone else do that exact same thing. It's like they're building a bridge between your mind and theirs, creating this shared experience at a purely neurological level. Wild, right?
The classic example? The contagious yawn. I mean, we've all been there. You see someone yawn, your mirror neurons immediately kick into gear, and your brain doesn't just see it, it actually simulates the feeling of yawning. And that's it. That's the moment you can't fight it anymore, and you end up yawning too. It's all because of these little guys.
And look, this is so much bigger than just yawning. This biological mimicry, this is the bedrock of empathy. It's the reason you can feel that pang of sadness when a friend is hurting, or a bit of their joy when they succeed. Our brains are literally built to feel with other people. It's incredible.
And it gets even crazier. This shared experience idea gets a turbo boost from something called brain-to-brain syncing. Get this. When you're really locked into someone telling a story, the electrical patterns in your brain, they start to mirror the speaker's brain patterns. You are literally neurologically on the same wavelength. It's this deep, invisible connection.
Okay, so we've got the hardware, the mirror neurons, the brain syncing, but how does that translate to the real world? How do we take all that internal wiring and actually build relationships? How do we go from just neurons firing to having real friends?
Well, it turns out there are a few things we do that are like social superglue. They just bond us together. Think about stuff like synchronous activities, everyone singing along at a concert or dancing together. Or that feeling of sharing a real belly laugh with someone. And of course, the simple power of a genuine smile. Let's stick with that first one for a second, the synchronous activity. This quote really nails it. There's just a certain kind of happiness that you can't get any other way. When we're all moving together, singing together, it creates this incredible feeling of being part of something bigger than just ourselves. It really strengthens that group bond.
And that genuine smile we mentioned? Turns out, our brains are amazing lie detectors. A real smile, what scientists call a Duchenne smile, isn't just your mouth. It involves the muscles around your eyes. It gives you those crow's feet. A fake smile? That's just the mouth muscles. And we pick up on that difference even if we don't realize it. We instinctively trust the real deal way more. Okay, so that's kind of the one-on-one stuff. But we don't just live in pairs, right? Our social world is way bigger. So how does our brain handle the complex dynamics of groups? Let's talk about the unwritten rules of navigating the social world. Here's a question for you, and it seems simple, but the answer is pretty wild. What do you think is the real-world limit to your social circle? Like, how many people can you really keep up with and have a meaningful relationship with? Do you think there's a hard cap?
Well, the answer seems to be, yep, there is a limit, and that limit is about 150. This is Dunbar's number, and once you know it, you start seeing it everywhere. Ancient villages were about this size. It's even seen as the ideal size for a company before you need a ton of managers and rules to keep things running smoothly. Our brains just seem to be built for a community of about 150 people.
So this gets us to a really important idea, strong ties versus weak ties. Your strong ties, those are the 150 people in your tribe. They take work, you need to see them, interact with them. Your weak ties are your acquaintances, and you might think they're less important, but no way. They are super valuable for finding a new job or hearing new ideas, and this is where something like social media comes in. It's incredible at helping us grow that network of weak ties.
Now let's talk about something a little less sunny, lying.
Navigating our social world sometimes involves, well, not being 100% honest. But here's where it gets really interesting. Where do you think we lie the most? You'd probably guess email, right? Where you can hide behind a screen? Nope. The data shows we are most likely to lie on the phone.
So why is that? What's going on? It really just comes down to risk. Think about it. An email creates a permanent record, a paper trail. It can be screenshotted, forwarded, searched. A lie in an email is evidence just waiting to be found. But a phone call? It's temporary. It's fleeting. It just feels safer to bend the truth when there's no record of it. And all of this, the mirror neurons, Dunbar's number, how we lie, it all brings us to one final, really important question for our time. How is our ancient, socially wired brain dealing with the totally modern world of digital connection?
I mean, just think about your own phone. Why is your Facebook or Instagram feed so much more addictive than, say, your LinkedIn feed? You probably find yourself scrolling one way more than the other, right? And it's not just because of the design or the features. The real reason is buried deep in our brain's wiring. So here's the neuroscience behind it. Brain scans show that a specific part of your brain, it's called the medial prefrontal cortex. It just lights up like a Christmas tree when you think about people you know personally. Friends, family, you name it. But when you think about strangers, even those professional contacts on LinkedIn, that part of the brain pretty much stays dark.
So what does that mean? It means our brains are not neutral observers. They are hardwired to prioritize our people, our strong ties, friends, and family. And that's exactly why platforms built around those personal connections feel so much more important, so much more engaging than the ones built around our weaker professional ties.
Which leaves us with this huge final question to think about. We're running on ancient hardware, right? A brain designed for these small, tight-knit tribes of 150. But we're plugging that brain into a modern world with nearly infinite digital networks. So what happens next? What happens when our ancient need for real connection meets a world of endless digital ties? I mean, that's the great social experiment that we're all living through right now.